Represent the values that you stand for. Click the link below for God, Family, and Guns merchandise. Recently, we put out a video for the potential for an upcoming ammo shortage, but this time we explained it would be caused by the federal government. Most of what happened in the last ammo shortage, many would argue, was caused by a massive rush of ammo. And when it comes to the federal government, this time it's very, very different. But there's going to be a few things I'm going to talk about that is going to cause many of you to say, aha, I told you so. You're definitely going to have a few moments in there as well as we discuss this. Let's talk about first the federal government's use of ammo. Well, their military consumption of small arms ammo mostly comes from Lake City Ammo Manufacturing Plant in Independence, Missouri. And what I say is 90% of their small arms comes from that. Well, then in addition to that, you have federal agencies. The biggest consumers of ammo would first be Homeland Security, followed by the Department of Justice, and then followed by the ATF and the FBI, and then many below them, with the Department of Justice and Homeland Security being the biggest of them all. Now, we also recently reported that there was 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition missing off of the accounting of the amount of ammo for Homeland Security. In addition to that, there's been a massive production of ammo specifically for the federal government, including what you're getting in the form of a lot of NATO ammo, of course. Now, a recent tour where all this kind of came to kind of a screeching halt, at least for me, was a recent tour by Guns and Ammo magazine of an undisclosed ammo manufacturer who was pumping out ammo around the clock, 24/7, putting out NATO standard ammo, mostly. But it was disclosed that all of that was for the federal government, that there's no ammo being made for the civilians because they don't have any primers or a sufficient amount of gunpowder, but they definitely don't have any primers. But yet they have millions and millions of primers, but yet those are components that are provided by the federal government. So in other words, and here's probably one of your aha moments, is that where are all the primers? Well, the federal government has all the primers. That's where all the primers are. And that really is kind of this where we're going to come to heads with. If they're not pumping out civilian ammo and they're running around the clock pumping out federal ammo, well, one, there's not a lot of ammo being produced for civilians. Let's start there. But secondly is that when you talk about primers, most of you would argue you're having a hard time finding primers. And there's primer producers in the U.S., but many of them are fulfilling federal contracts. And there's not a lot of primers coming to the civilian market. And by the way, the overseas suppliers, primarily being like Rock Island Industry, they're having a hard time producing primers over in the Philippines because of a shortage in the components. Most are being produced in the form of computer chips. Then you have major European producers like Fiocchi, but most of those primers are being withheld for really a European buildup of small arms because of what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. So this leaves us in a very terrible situation for many reasons. First, the federal government seems to have most, if not all, of the primers. Importing primers is becoming a slimmer option. Civilian ammo companies are pumping out mostly U.S. government ammo. Federal ammo facilities are pumping out only U.S. government ammo, while we just barely recovered from the ammo shortage. And anything happens that puts us in a situation where people make a rush on ammo again, I think we're going to be in a very terrible situation pretty quick. So I just want to give out some detail. It's not just that I'm saying, hey, the federal government is causing an ammo shortage. I want to kind of show this is how they are causing an ammo shortage. So love to get your thoughts and input. Definitely any insight you have on it, put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel through Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.